gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Baird, known as America's top foundational health coach. During my active practice of 4 decades, I was able and honored to allow 35,000 client patients to lose over 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat lost. And then unretiring when COVID hit, I've now been able to just reclaim, regain, and restart over 3,000 client patients with their health, with their immune system boosting in all 6 pillars. I really believe that's the truth. It's spiritual, it's mental, physical, emotional, financial for sure, and social. But guess what? I didn't do it. The body is a miracle making machine, and it can and will heal itself. So if you're looking for the next pounds lost, your next immunity, your next lifestyle reclaimed, just check it out with me, Dr. Jody. But as you know, these last 3 years since COVID, once getting my doctoral dissertation finished, and I became Dr. Jody PhD, then getting my book, The 21 Days to Your Best You, a handbook. It's truly my treatise, my opus of my life's work. And that came out, and you know the rest. Last April, when we were just getting ready to finish it, just last year. And I'd had this gold card. We know the story. The gold card was here. And I just felt like it came out of Dr. Hulda Clark's notes. I was looking for the answer for this young man who was off the rails with ADHD, but I don't believe that there's such a thing as a diagnosis. Les Brown says your diagnosis is not your prognosis. Your diagnosis is something to go through and get through. And I helped this dad, this frantic parent, with my notes from Dr. Hulda Clark. Then it had been 39 years ago, and out that gold card fell. It was a gold card that I wrote March 1984. I guess it was my George Orwell kind of moment, but truly, it said, I will pen the Eastern medical version of the PDR. For those of you that aren't aware of what the PDR is, it is the physician's desk reference. It's on the back side of all who are there that are Western medical doctors that they refer to this. Well, tonight is such a special night. I've got 2, and we're hoping the 3rd, unless he fell asleep in London, that he's going to be here too. Our mentalist, our mental pillar of this book, the heart and soul of this book, Healthopedia. As you know, we became an international best-selling book in all 13 markets of Amazon. Did it in 3.5 hours. Why? As my youngest son said, Mom, I knew if you'd stay old enough, long enough, and keep at it enough, and then he kept up, and you're that old, that it would turn around and do something amazing. But as he said to me, as he knew that we were on our track to become a New York Times bestseller, he said, "Ma, at least you did it before you were Grandma Moses's age." So it's all successful. It's all relatives, but it's all because of what Les Brown says. Today, we need a group of conscious-minded servant leaders, heart-centered leaders. Kimberly Meredith, Rex Sykes, Jamie Kerr are exactly those people. They said yes. They're A-listers. They're famous people. My goodness, when you hear the resumes, when I bring them up, you'll know that somebody with a notoriety name that is part of the Screen Actors Guild, somebody that you can say is truly spiritual and medical medium that can contact the other side and bring healing and hope to someone. Jamie Kerr, who is creating his own modality in the mental pillar. And as a number one podcaster, he's going to have his documentary at the Cannes Film Festival. So this is who you're going to go ahead, share this out on your social media. Go ahead and see just how you feel about this, because as the comments are coming, just keep on rocking, because when you keep on rocking, you'll keep going. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, Eric, for your kind words, because that's what we do in the mental pillar. When you can keep rocking, keep going, you got this, because mental goes into spiritual. So we're going to come back as I bring my wonderful guests up here. As soon as we take a look, take a feel, take a listen with one of our sponsors. And it truly is Vibra 360. Why is that? Because you can take a few days off, but what is a 360 circle? You thought it was days of the year. No, do a full circle with your health with Vibra 360. Now, you know this product is Dr. Joe D formulated. I had much to do with this blend. I will just say, when you can keep your body physically fit, then the mental and spiritual goes with. And what does our coffee do? It keeps your body alkaline, which means you're disease free, and the rest is history. So you can check it out at vproducts.store. I put the 6th mushroom in it. It has reishi, shiitake, lion's mane, cordyceps, maitake, but acacia blaze, and the 6th. It's kind of like basketball. We saw the Final Four, both women and men. When you can have that 6th man, that 6th woman on there, you get something that is totally, totally complete. So take a look, take a listen to Vibra 360. Vibra 360, because you will feel vibrant. You know what I say. Energy creates vitality, which transcends into longevity. Just turning 70 2 months ago, I'm living proof. So let's get into this mental mindset, shall we? I am well, let's just put it this way. I have a low thrill level. I just stay excited. I believe, as our guest Rex Sykes says, that we have to be in a case of gratitude and a gratitude attitude always. But this is a special edition, having the 3 wonderful people. And I don't see that Jamie Kerr is backstage, but it is midnight in the UK. So I'm going to give him his due. This is the power of you. Jamie Kerr, at the young age of 34, has created, it's called the IRL method. I'm going to promise you, he's going to come back before we do our May 4th event, and you'll hear all about this. You'll hear all about his IRL method, which, just to say, is if you think that you've got a lot of stress with you, if you think there's a lot, as he says, just get a bigger jar. So as we're going to be talking about our Healthopedia, I just want to give Jamie a shout out too, because he did a documentary. You don't even know it's his mom until the end. I will say I was just really honored and privileged to help his mother holistically to get to the other side of her triple negative breast cancer. But I didn't do it, because the body, put in the right condition, can and will heal itself. Kimberly, you'll love to know that Jamie absolutely used hypnosis and just a lot of those modalities that we talk about, because that's where it's at. So just knowing that, Jamie, we're going to get you back at another time, but I'm going to just do an introduction that just speaks to my heart with these 2 people, because they do speak to my heart. They have been in my life for some time, but then I'm thinking, as Rex and I were talking, out of darkness comes light. Out of bad things, well, comes something truly, truly amazing. And this is one of the things that came up that was amazing. I created a YouTube channel. All right. Remember, I didn't know much about, I had a website, and I knew how to email before we started this journey. So please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Healthopedia 365. You will see all kinds of things there and just be a part of what we're doing. But tonight, I want to honor for sure, my guests. Kimberly Meredith is somebody who's way famous. And I remember when I got a call from Dan Gilman, who is just a real mainstay and a real love in my life. We collaborate often together. And he said, would you like to have Kimberly Meredith on your show? And I said, the Kimberly Meredith? I said, the gal. I said, yes, of course I would. And we become friends, we become colleagues, and we've just become a force to be together and doing what we need to do in this world. Kimberly Meredith is the author of a widely acclaimed best-selling book, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing. Awakening to the fifth dimension. We all know about third dimension, well, 4D, but this is 5D. Kimberly Meredith has a foreword in her book by Dr. Norman Shealy, Awakening to the Fifth Dimension. Every time I see her on Facebook or Instagram, she is somewhere doing a book signing because it's that important. With a near-death experience, she knows what the other side feels. So she brings expertise into her readings, being, as I call her, a medical medium for Healthopedia site. She does it from the heart and she's right on. And then I'm going to come to my buddy and I'm going to welcome you, Kimberly, to the stage. My goodness gracious. And see, ladies before gentlemen, and we're going to have wisdom between the two of us today, Kimberly, because Rex Sykes, as you see, this book has dog ears. In fact, I've left 3 of them in the hotel. I can say, Kimberly, with your book, what I bookmark is the fifth dimension forgiveness mantra. I have shared that with more people than I can ever imagine. Now, Rex, I left a couple of them in hotel rooms. This is a life manual. If you're only going to live one life, shouldn't it be on your terms? And Rex Sykes is a Screen Actors Guild. He is the father, I'm not going to say grandfather, of so many modalities, whether it's NLP, and I'll probably get it wrong, Rex, but it's just my heart. It's what we're doing. He's there in such a glowing fashion. He's there where he does a trainer, speaker, motivator. I love the gratitude activating system. And I think we're going to have, oh my goodness, Jamie is here. So we're going to have to give him, he's going to have to listen to the rewind. So I gave him this real introduction, whatever. But Rex, welcome. You are going to be a part of, as I say, life on your terms. And Jamie, yes, I have your book. It is absolutely, when do you end up being the power of you, the IRL method? We're going to be talking about each of your things and going to the Cannes Film Festival. When you see his picture in our book, who else? You talk about life on your terms, Rex. Who could have a green door, a pink jacket, and yellow socks? Well, that is Jamie Kerr. So welcome, my friend, to Life's Milkshake Moments. Man, it is almost midnight. What a beast you are. Thank you. Thank you, just lady and gentlemen. What an honor. What an honor. And as I said, this is what happens. You end up having your individual books, and then, and I'm going to say the 21 days, and then the powerhouse, we came together with our book. So ladies first, Kimberly, just share with our audience here. And we've got tons of comments going. Y'all must have some influence out there, but Kimberly, just tell in a few minutes just about you, your professional resume, and what you want to share about your book. Please do.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Jody Bear. Hi, Rex. Hi, Jamie. Nice to meet you guys. I just want to say hi and happy Eclipse Week. And my book is called The Awakening to the Fifth Dimension. It's a channeled book after I had 2 near-death experiences. And this was just done, well, God, I'm going into 9 years now. So it wasn't just a few years ago. So time is speeding up. Yeah. And the fifth dimension is about, really a magical dimension. I work now in the 8th dimension. I'm kind of speeding up now. And but it's about being in this pure love and light and unconditional love, which we all kind of want to be in right now, right? Not in the 3D world, which is a lot of fear and worry and war like we're in, and learning how to go beyond time and space, and a really expansion of tapping into the God consciousness and healing fast, and a connectedness where our brothers and sisters can join together and feel no judgment and forgiving and not self-sabotaging. And so I learned this energy frequency and connectingness when I got home from the hospital and became a full-blown trance channeler, and started practicing my work, became a medical medium healer. And now I do this work and teaching full time, and I travel around the world. And my book is published by some publishing companies like Hay House and Penguin, Random House, and you can pick it up pretty much everywhere. And I do readings and healings on my website too, and that's pretty much it.
And I can truthfully say that, and you can go to thetrilogy.com, find it there, and all of that. And I will just say, the Jamie Kerr, you are one in a million. And I'm just going to give you props. Don't you think we need to give him a round of applause for saying it? Because when he said that's what youth can do. Oh, I have to get up at 5 in the morning. And what a wonderful woman you have. As I was looking back, she said, "Oh, much love and purple hearts." I wonder, who is Jennifer Louise? Anybody you would know? Such a sweet comment. Jamie is just a newlywed, and what a beautiful wife you had. And I just love the power of you. I just got this, but I want to say heart-centered people can market, because I just want, this book didn't come out just yesterday. And where are you on the Amazon ranks, Jamie? And whatever you want to say about your work, what you do, #1 podcaster in the EU. I said that. He's got a documentary that's going to be seen at the Cannes Film Festival. That's all. Just in his spare time. So, Jamie, what would you like to share with our life's milkshake moments right here, right now?
Well, thank you for that introduction again. Every time, it's always too much. Just thank you for the introduction. And that book, The Power of You, has been out for a couple of years. It's definitely a big part of my journey. Something really cool about that book, though, the front of it, it's a very chakra-like design, as these. Yep. So you can see that's very centralized there. But that book cover was actually designed by a gentleman called Jeff Hamilton. And Jeff Hamilton's a very famous celebrity leather jacket designer. He designed the jackets for the NBA, Shaq O'Neal's jacket, the famous Kobe Bryant jacket when he's holding the trophy and he's sitting with a leather jacket on, and all the rappers now as well. So in life, you really need to go for things. And I made a video for Jeff Hamilton, a Mind Count video. I studied his life. He had a great journey from a young guy in Morocco, moved to France, moved to America, where he was part founder of Guess Jeans. You know the brand Guess?
Yes.
So he was there at the start of that. He took the brand into a multi-million-pound brand from nothing. He went out on his own. He started making jackets for George Michael, Madonna, Nelson Mandela, Kid and Play. So he was the guy, Michael Jackson even, he was the guy behind those jackets.
And Jamie Kerr. There we go.
I said, let me make a video about this guy, because his mind, his resilience, his get up and go, his work ethic, that's something I admired. So I just said, let me give that guy a present. And I made a video for him.
There you go.
Servant leadership. Yeah, he messaged me and he says, I love this video. Would you mind? He's asking me, would you mind if I put this on my Instagram page? I said, hell yeah, on you go. So he put that on his page. And later on down the line, I thought, let me be really cheeky and just ask this guy, would he design my book cover So he designed that book cover. It's the only one in the world he's ever done. He's a jacket designer. That's what he does. So he's done that book cover. So if you ever want to do something in life, give first, ask later, but just go for it.
Yes. Beautiful. And Jamie, I mean, you just exude this. And I mean, it's so cool. And it looks like the chakra, and it's you, and it's lined. And Kimberly, as we go into our Healthopedia book, our anthology is in the spiritual pillar because of the trans channeling, but you literally could be in the mental pillar as we put this together. Yeah, just go for it, because that's all that I know that you do. And you just said, well, I'm with Michael Jackson and crew. So there you go. And I just want to give you a shout out when we did that Zoom, when you got to meet Dr. Jim before Boca, and he said, it's no wonder. And I wanted to say, hey, Jennifer Louise Kerr, that as you met and as you met on stage as speakers, that is law of attraction. And as Dr. Jim said, for such a young man, he's a very elevated soul. So, just it's so beautiful to see how younger people, Kimberly, I put you in that category too, just like Hulda Clark. Here I was at age 70. She was age 70. And I asked, I went for it. And I thought of what I did later. And that's just, it's such a beautiful message. And speaking of beautiful message, Rex, you're probably one of the most humble people that just shares everything that I've ever known. I know you've got it back here, but I just want you to see that this one, my third book, is also dog-eared. So what do you want to share about your storied life and anything about Gratitude Activator? And just as Jamie just said, go for it for a few minutes.
I would tell people, search me on search engines if they want to know about me. I'm not nearly as interesting as the work that I get to do and the people I get to meet as a result, and the changes that I've gotten to see over decades of being involved with things. So people can search me if they want. And but I would say that, one, congratulations on both of the books, the 21 Days and the Healthopedia, just awesome and much needed in the world. And the two of you, it's so wonderful to meet you and be able to share this platform with you and Dr. Jody and everything. So I'm good here. I just want to say, that I think the area of health, the 6 pillars, there really aren't any pillars. There's all just one thing. It's all spirit. It's all energy. It's all incredibly. We as humans categorize and we classify and we make distinctions so that we can work with them, in separate ways and yet together ways. But the body, who we are as these entities walking around on the planet are so amazing and miraculous. I mean, we can't even begin to comprehend the multitude of all of our cells interacting simultaneously and sequentially to in harmony in order to have us experience life. And not only our cells inside of our body, but the cells of the entire universe. I mean, the universe breathes in and breathes out. We breathe in and breathe out. Almost all species breathe in and breathe out. Plants breathe in and breathe out. I mean, we respire. So we're walking miracles. And the sad truth about people is this. If someone stubs their toe, their energy, their attention, and everything goes to their toe, and they go, ow, 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 and they forget for that moment that everything else is working perfectly fine. Everything else is magnificent, and it's all working the way it is. And that toe, if left alone, would heal, because that's what the human body does. That's what the spirit does. We live in a world of increase and joy. And when you say Gratitude Activator, that's my blog site. GratitudeActivator.com is a daily blog that I've done for, like 15 years. And I write it every single day. If I'm in the desert for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months, I write them all in advance. And then they get dripped out, through the mechanisms of the internet. But
that's beast mode, by the way. That is beast mode.
Yes, I guess so. But I mean, we are so blessed and so lucky to be able to experience this now or whenever, and to have that connection with other people on the planet. and I'll stop after this, but we were talking in advance of the show, and the point is that whatever problem, hardship, difficulty, challenge. By the way, I hate the word challenge because people have substituted the word challenge for problems and issues. And I'm really challenged by this. It's an opportunity that you get to do it. The fact that you're alive and have problems is a good thing. I mean, it truly is a good thing. People let their problems go, and overwhelm them. But it's great to be alive. It's great to live on this planet. And it's great to be connected with everyone. And what happens for us is that our hardships and our difficulties and our problems and our challenges, all are the things that give us impetus to move, to create, to be innovative, to solve, to expand, and to increase. And that's all we really have to know is when something comes and upsets your apple cart, consider it a blessing, because it means that whatever was status quo is now going to change in some way. And all you have to do is choose the direction you want it to go in. You can either choose it for it to be dog crap or diamonds, and it's up to you.
And they're both D's. And so we're going to go into the next segment and just know that if you go to my site, it said, but I couldn't find Kimberly. I couldn't find Jamie. I couldn't find Rex. I will make sure that they get the message and they will have their book too. Why? Because as we talked, Rex, earlier on, because it was a great day to be me. We had extra time backstage and really chatting and everything, got caught up and said, because when you know that you live in abundance, there's abundance. That's the secret. When you know that you're in that mindset, there will be a skill set. To go to drjody.com, you can get this, and you can also get Healthopedia, as we said, Healthopedia arriving. This is the would you believe this is the one that's going to be in Waterstones? Okay. I got a preliminary inquiry, by the way, Jamie. Thank you so much. But this is our hardcover. Isn't it pretty? Doesn't it look like a PDR? It really, really does. And I want to give you Kimberly is on. I mark the paperback. I keep the hardcover back. Kimberly Meredith is on page 19. She's as pretty in there as she is in person. And I love your quote. The energy of the fifth dimension is perfectly balanced, a duality between feminine and masculine. See, we have 2 for 2 here. And behind the red curtain is Rex Sykes. Yes, at page 157. And doesn't this just say, I have to always read this, make all your moments magical, memorable, miraculous, and magnificent. There's the 3M company, but he is 4M. And I guess you're sockless. I said there were yellow socks on this, Jamie, but here we are at the Cannes Film Festival. A man has got to be a mind kite, as is his brand, if he's behind a green door with a pink suit. But in life, you're not responsible for the whole thing, just your part in it. Do you know how many times, Jamie, I've used that? And I just want to say thank you one more time for saying yes to being a part of Healthopedia. One thing that you may not know, 7 months now after we have launched, we are still number 1 and 2 in holistic health and preventative medicine.
Yeah.
That to me is something. So Rex, I'm just going to go the other way here. Why did you say yes to being a part of the book, of which I'm so grateful you did? Gratitude.
Because you asked.
That was easy.
No, I'm serious, because you asked, how could I say no to you, who's dedicated so much of yourself to helping other people? I wanted to be a part of it. You're a mover and a shaker. You're reaching out. You're touching people. You're inspiring people. You're helping heal people. I mean, I wanted to be a part of that. And I wanted to be able to share with those who might possibly read it the practical principles and methods that they can use to make their life marvelous.
Yes.
And miraculous and magnificent.
Throughout. So Jamie, I know that you, and thank you, Rex, for those kind words. Jamie, you had a thing or two getting at, like marriage, this, that, and the other, moving, relocating. You could have very easily said not this time, but you didn't. And I'm so grateful that you said yes.
Yeah, I was humbled to be asked. And like Rex says, I watch what you do. I watch the communities that you grow and create. And that's people that I aspire to be around and be like and learn from. So to think that person, from my background and where I came from and the south side of Glasgow, which is you know, it's a hard task to come from there and even achieve anything. To be asked to be in a book with, you know, like fantastic people that we've got on stage here today, doctors of the likes and professionals in their field and people that are leading the way and pioneers. For me, just to be in the book lights the path for other people like me that came from my background that can achieve something. Even just to have a small paragraph in a book is a grand achievement. But to be in the company of people like we are and that mean to help others, then that right there, that's a crown for me. So it was always going to be a yes. And to have this many reasons as to yes, come on.
You know, you just wanted to have your part in it, as we said, and to say that as my give back to all of the other 39 authors, that you'll be able to brand your LinkedIn, your this, your that, everywhere else, and it will say New York Times bestselling author. So all I'm going to say, I'm keeping a little bit of a secret, but there might be a reason that we might be going to New York in September. Hint, hint. Let's do it. So, Kimberly, you too, you had a lot of personal and professional things. I remember talking to you at Millennium Mall. We couldn't even find a time to talk about it, let alone be it. And why did you say, no, this is something that I want to
do? I really like the idea because I'm a medical intuitive and a holistic health practitioner, but also I am a psychic medium. And I saw a lot of the authors that were involved were spiritual teachers, a different variety of people that were involved. And like Jamie saying, I felt me being added, involving myself with this book. And I love you. And I thought, this is really cool. And I always check in with my guides, of course.
Of course.
And I felt like, this is a time, we live in a multidimensional world, and we're vastly moving into this next 10 years where people are going to be really into this book. And I felt, yes, all the way. This rocks.
And we had 5 comments on the comment section on social media. Says, you guys rock. So that fits. And I didn't even say why it's called Life's Milkshake Moments, because life is like a milkshake in the mental pillar. Choose your ingredients wisely. And when you do, I have never been able to say this. Guess what? On stage, Kimberly, Jamie, and Rex, we have our milkshake is made of Neapolitan ice cream. That's pretty easy.
And we're going to be together again. You have to tell everybody.
Yes. And we're going to be talking about what we're up to. And yes, how you all said yes to our event May 4th. So take a look, take a listen to one of our sponsors, which is now Rex. I mean, I know I'm older than everybody, but there is a place with this for you. This is one of our wonderful sponsors, livefreely.today. So you can make it memorable, magnificent, and memorable down with the mileage. Okay, take a look, take a listen.
Aging seniors face a variety of challenges when it comes to their health and well-being. Now, there's a way to take control of aging. Meet Buddy, your personal health assistant. Buddy is a cutting-edge digital health solution that empowers seniors and their caregivers to be proactive in aging. The platform works on smartwatches worn by the senior and paired to their phone. Buddy automatically detects, predicts, and prevents falls. If a fall is detected, your loved one's watch will vibrate and display fall detected, I'm okay, or help me. At the same time, an alert is sent to the caregiver and a 5-minute countdown begins. If the alert is not addressed within the 5 minutes, Buddy will automatically connect to 911. Many times, a loved one is prescribed a walker or cane when they become a fall risk. Through Bluetooth and gamification, Buddy encourages the use of assistive walking devices by providing points that can be converted to gift cards. Buddy also reminds your loved ones to take their medications on time. One of its most innovative features, Buddy uses all the data it collects to create a personalized baseline and measures deviations to alert of potential health issues. Gain greater connectedness, peace of mind, independence, and security through Buddy, your personal health assistant. To learn more, visit www.buddylife.com.
Look what AI did with that. And Rex, why we were talking about how the darkness brings in light. Daniel and Arthur Jew made this because their dad died suddenly of a stroke and they had to take care of their mother. And they said, and they were big out by you. They were in Silicon Valley, Kimberly, and they just said, we've got to do something for mankind. So they actually, during our Boca event, they were able to get it so that it was approved by insurance. That was a medical marvel for sure, for sure. So it's that it's that innovation that we have. And truly, this is innovation from, I said, remember, Rex, when I said that we were going to do book, live event, virtual event, because you guys, y'all had such a big part in the Boca event. We wanted to do more. So we said, how about the name? Excuse me, the medium, Mind Kite, and the mentalist. Obviously, Mind Kite is Jamie, the medium, and you are truly not a mental case, but you're a mentalist. For sure, for sure. Gratitude activator, blog, and everything else, Rex Sykes. So I'm so happy, Kim, you came to me, Kimmy, and you said, let's do this. Now, I want you to mark your calendars. You know what this event is? Oh, excuse me. I've got a surprise for you. Ready, set. There is our flyer. Don't you love it? It's 3-dimensional, and we're going to take it from 3 to 4 to 5th dimension. It's Friday, May 4th, and this truly, it's noon Eastern, 11 o'clock Central, where Rex says 9 a.m. They're going to have to get coffee and get all situated with you. Kimberly, we did that because, Jamie, we didn't want to have your folks get up at midnight to do this. And so it will be 5 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. So let's just have some fun. So what we are going to be, it's free. Did I say share it with your friends? You'll see us everywhere about this. So Kimberly, why did you, it was your idea. How did you come up with this?
Well, first of all, I love Star Wars, so may the 4th be with you. Sorry. When you get to know me a little bit, I love to laugh.
Yes.
Okay. May the 4th be with you. So it's going to be a powerful. Sorry. Okay. I'll be serious. I love to do readings. I love doing medical intuitive readings. And I love to speak to the other side. So get ready for that. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that. I'll do some selective readings in the audience. Jody, you look funny at me right now.
Oh, really? Oh.
And so, okay. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. And I'll talk a little bit about the 5th dimension, but I do plan on doing some readings and having some fun with that.
And nothing like.
I really wanted to meet Rex and I wanted to meet Jamie. And I know we didn't get a chance to be together.
Exactly. And frankly, that idea of when I was thinking medical readings, many of you know, and on Monday, I'm going to come back. It's tax day in the US, which is always stressful. And the name of Mindset Monday at noon is Joy in the Vortex. Because y'all know that we had mold from Hurricane Ian, you know. And I know a lot about health, but I remember going to you, like a lot. But I went to you, Kimberly, and you cleared a clearing path for my gallbladder. I was able to stay in that frequency, help my husband when we were going through that 98 and 94% detoxification. It was amazing. So you can get that for free. Make sure that yes, and you can get those readings for free. And of course, if you want more, guess what? You got to go in. But then, Jamie, here you are. You said yes. You're going to be at the Cannes Film Festival, but you're used to doing things like getting up at 5 a.m, one leg on a banana, the other on a banana peel. Don't give away the whole show, but I just love, you're going to bring the jar, aren't you? Even to Cannes Film Festival, I got getting a bigger jar. Please share that, Mind Kite.
I'll bring the jar for you. I'll bring the jar for you.
Tell us a little bit about the jar. I mean, it's such a great concept.
Yeah. To be honest, it's about expansion in life and having enough room to not just have the bad things happen to us, but have the good things. I hear so many coaches talk about transformational change, and we're going to take the pain and we're going to make it something else. But I'm always a little bit controversial, and I don't fully agree with that because I think pain is going to keep happening. If it's not one problem, it's the next. If it's not one family member, it's the next. If it's not one death, it's the next. If it's not one illness, it's the next. And although that may seem doom and gloom, and it kind of is, but that expansion, what we have to do is we have to grow our life so we've got room for more pain, but so we've also got room for more joy, more fun, more activities, more people, more new characters that come into our life. Because where there is one death, there is, one born, and where there is one illness, there is one health, and we can create that. But if we do not have the room and we do not expand our life, we cannot consume that. We don't have space to fill that. We're not just one little vessel with one little issue and we want to transform that. So we want to be happy. We need to take the pain out. We need to take the happiness out just to be sad. That doesn't work like that. We have all seasons, but we have to have the world to have those seasons. So we have to make our world expansive. We have to make our life expansive. And that's what I'll dig into a little bit more.
And the IRL method, I'm sure. And I mean, what of the 95,000 things have you ever done in your life, Rex, that you could absolutely and share on our May 4th event? And did I say it's free? Did I say it's free? Did you see the word says free? Okay, so Rex, what just speaks to your soul right now that you think you will share?
Well, it's an amazing thing. The world is going around the sun and it's spinning at the same time. And we aren't falling off it. And we're traveling 60,000 miles, around the sun at an hour. And because it spins, we have dark and we have night. There's hot and cold. There's tall and short. The waves go in, the waves come out. Every battery has a negative and a positive pole.
Yes.
Just part of life. It's
Yin and yang.
Right. The troubles we have, the joy things we have are just part of life. You got, there's a saying that a bird requires both wings to fly. Well, we need trouble and we need goodness and happiness to live, to live. It's part of the experience of being people on the planet, and it's all good. And if we can share that and help people to understand, yes, it may seem like you're going through difficulty now, but how many difficulties have you gone through and you're still here and you're still alive and you're still doing things? One of the mindset moments that I had more than anything was realizing that I always land on my feet. I always, no matter what the hardship has been, no matter how hard it's been, no matter how life-threatening it's been, no matter how sad and devastating and debilitating or how much money or whatever, I've always landed on my feet. Night becomes day. Cold becomes warm. Winter becomes spring, becomes summer, becomes fall. I mean, we go through these things. It's all part of living. So live and love and laugh and learn and enjoy it and help others to do the same. And it's this silly. And I talk about this all the time, and many people do as well. But people knew this thousands of years ago, and now we have the science for it. Another way to describe it. But if you just smiled more throughout the day, if you just smiled, just lift and smiled, you would feel better. You'd bathe yourself with happy chemicals. Your body would be more stress-free, and you would have a much greater experience of things that were going on. If you say, thank you for this, thank you for that. I dropped a plate of food the other day. Was it disappointing? Of course it was. But I was like, okay, thank you. What else do I get to experience now? It wasn't what I expected. It wasn't what I had hoped to do. It wasn't what I intended or what I could spend hours cooking. But it was a moment in which everything changed. So what can you do? You can whine about it, complain about it, wallow about it, and then tell everyone about it hours later at dinner or the next morning at the coffee shop or whatever. Or you can go, thank you. I guess I get to do something different now. So I went and I had a bowl of healthy cereal, which I don't usually eat, but you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every moment is a moment for you to choose how you want to spend it.
Right. And at Rex Steven Sykes, I didn't do this. I must do this. This is the trilogy. Excuse me. This is Jamie's Instagram site, and he always has purple kites everywhere. And Kimberly and I will be doing an Instagram live, I believe, right before our event, that Monday or Tuesday. So check it out. She's got 88,000 followers. We're going to bring it on. Why? Because people need to know how to get out of that subconscious mind. And we all have to, at least we all can smile. We may not all have the cute little giggle like you do, Kimberly, I will tell you in our book, the 2.0 version that we're just
I'm actually really crying. It's not a giggle.
Oh no, it's so cute. And there's one of our A-lister authors, Christina Doty, who was our guest 2 weeks ago, and she has a giggle similar to yours. I'm going, oh, you could be twins. But what she does is she's really a social woman for change. And I said, I have gigglers. So I'm going to practice my giggle. I want to be like you, but smile, be happy, do all these things, and think about it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would it be great to get some insight into your life?
Go ahead. Sorry.
What was that?
Once you read my book, you'll see why I'm giggling. Because the first 2 chapters, I was tortured as a child.
Oh, exactly. And you just decided not cold, not hot, but cold. You were going to change it from night to day. You know, they made fun of your hands being old hands because you're an old soul. But you think about being able to have a chance. We're going to be doing it on Zoom as soon as you register for the event on healthopedia.eventbrite.com. It's a free event. You put in your email address, you will get the Zoom link. That's how we're doing it. Then you'll have to be screened to come up for a reading. But did you feel wisdom from Jamie Kerr?
Yeah.
He's like 95 years old.
Awesome.
Did you feel wisdom from Rex Sykes? And I know a thing or two with 1 million pounds of toxic fat loss and 103,000 pounds, 103,000 people that have been remediating their life with COVID. You might have a health question or two. We are going to make this 2 hours, not only of telling our story, how we came with Healthopedia. It will kick off our New York Times a book tour in May, of course. But the cool thing is we're going to be able to serve you. So pass it to your friends, pass it along. And I'm going to say, make sure you don't pass up an extra meditation, Jamie, if you're getting up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm going to start with you, Jamie. Just one, and then we'll go right around the horn again. The power of you, the IRL method, the bigger jar. Give that life's milkshake moment word of wisdom, because you always have a good one.
Let me talk about books themselves. I think it's important not just to promote our own books, but let's talk about books in general. Anybody that looks into history will understand when countries got invaded, one of the things they would do was burn their libraries and burn their books. And a lot of that was to hide religion and different things, but mainly it was to hide education. Because the presiding factor, the most powerful factor, would want to hold all the information. But these information were found in books. And we often turn to social media and Google and our phones, but these books are powerful. They're so important. And it doesn't matter if it's Healthopedia. It doesn't matter if it's Life on Your Terms. It doesn't matter if it's Kimberly Meredith's book. It doesn't matter if it's Jamie Kerr's book. In it, and if it resonates with you, lies its power.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be taken away once it's installed in here. And there may come a time and may come a day when the internet is down. May come a time, it may come a day where we don't have access to these things. We may live in a place where we don't have access to these things, but we can access here. And that knowledge is going to be taken from these books. These books that people like us, we write them. But the information lasts forever. And that's powerful. So I don't even want to dive into what my book is. I just want to talk about books in general. And if you don't have a book and you're thinking about getting a book, pick up something. Read something. Empower your mind with something. Yes. Believe me, countries used to war over libraries.
And we can move mountains like that. I mean, for real. And it's hot. I live in Florida. Jamie, you always give me goosebumps. All the time. You just give me goosebumps. And that's beautiful. Rex, what is your, and it says, create the life you want. What is your last piece of amazing wisdom? There's always another one in there. That's just the way you go.
Laugh more, breathe differently, dance, shake up your body, do some things that add novelty to your experience. You know, what part of what we are is habitual creatures who do the same thing day in and day out, live under artificial lights, live inside of boxes with toxic chemicals, swirling around us and all that kind of stuff. Drive from one box to another box in a box, shake up your life, have fun, enjoy it. It's the only life you may have, at least that you're aware of this time. You know? So
Yes.
enjoy it the most you can. What Jamie just said is truly powerful, and what's important is, so many people spend their life like this.
Yes.
They're on this thing. This thing is nice, but it's also not so nice. This thing robs you of your abilities to calculate because it's got a calculator. It robs your ability to remember directions because it gives you a GPS. You don't have to do anything. It robs you of your memory to memorize phone numbers and addresses, which you used to have to do, or at least write them down. So we're becoming dumber while our phones are becoming smarter.
True.
So
True.
what Jamie just said is, hey, what if the internet goes down? What if everything stopped? Well, where would you be? So I say pick up a book, get a hardcover, get a softcover. Kindles are fine, but get the book, read the book, study the book, absorb the book, and then install the book in yourself so that you're a walking representation of the things that you've learned and the way you've evolved yourself, so that if everything falls apart, and it may not, but if everything did, you'd be prepared.
Absolutely. It's kind of like this, the Patriot survival kit. Books are a survival kit. And Jamie, one of the things I'll tell you, when you come to Orlando and you get to come to our home and you see my husband, Bob, with a book shelf in his library, I thought we would, when we moved back into our house, I thought we would never stop unpacking books. It's like the Smithsonian. But he also is the reason I married him, the smartest man I know. He's like Wikipedia. Fits. So I left beauty for last. Kimberly, what is the last thing that you would love to share in our Life's Milkshake Moment segment? May the force be with you.
Well, being a first-time author, but I was raised around a famous author. My cousin she wrote 35 books, and she was hanging out with Allen Ginsberg, who was a famous poet. She was a poet. So I always had been a writer because I was around a writer, and I always had been writing since a kid, and I always loved writing, and I always loved the smell of books. Mm-hmm. And I always was around the whole world of poets and stuff. So I always honored writing and the work that came with it. And I always hung out in libraries. And so I feel like books, like Jamie's saying, and writing is to bring us practical guidance, to lift the potential inside of us. And so when I wrote this book, The Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, which I didn't give that title, the publishing companies did after they saw the work I was doing, which is laying on hands and healing people. And I channeled this book. This book is purely channeled by spirit, me channeling it. I feel that sometimes books can spark inside of you your own gifts.
Yes.
So when you read a book, sometimes I think about it, about how it can spark your own intuitive abilities to maybe want to write, or maybe to promote some kind of ability inside of you to go do something, like Rex is saying, also to get out there and tap into your full potential. So I'm going to leave that as the milkshake moment.
And it's your full potential. And Bob Bear.
And I'm going to laugh.
What was that?
I said I'm going to giggle at the end.
Okay. And Bob Bear is going to, when our books with Healthopedia, when the hardcovers arrived, he said, I'm opening them up. And you know what he did? He went down
and smelled the book.
He's a 14-time author archaeologist. I mean, come on. He smelled the book. He really did. And I was looking at the 21 Days to Your Best You. And by the way, we still are, we're number 10,000 on Kindle after a year, which is kind of cool.
That's great.
But it's your books are, and what we're doing is your natural computer. Feed it, because our life is a gift. What we do with our life is give back to our creator of all. That's not an original with me, but this is what the four of you do. We four do. The three of you do. Neapolitan ice cream, Kimberly, Jamie, go get some sleep. And Rex, and just make sure. I mean, I don't know when. And by the way, your wife just said, love what Jamie just said about books. Knowledge forever. And guess what? You two are forever. Attract what you, because we don't know what the future holds. Attract what you need in your life. This will be a next 1, 2, 3 rung on your ladder on the 4th of May. Kimberly, you got something else I can tell you.
Yeah, when you just said that, you don't know what the future is going to hold. You're absolutely correct. Because me as a medium psychic, we may not even have the, we may only be audio, in the near future. We may only be Kindle. We may not be able to have a book.
Exactly. So seize the future, seize the day. There's a reason they call the present a gift, because it is. And you, Rex, Jamie, Kimberly, have truly made our guest. Now we've got a new milkshake. Remember, this is Neapolitan ice cream. It is strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla with whipped cream, all kinds of sprinkles, and you each were the cherry on top. So stay tuned. See what you're going to get. Monday is Joy in the Vortex. From me, it's an absolute Mindset Monday at noon, and then Thursday on Life's Milkshake Moments. Those of you that know that I've had a history and a resume with my neck being paralyzed from the shoulders on down, I found 2 healing physicians, and of course, Kimberly, one of them, was out in California. And guess what? I am now a patient of all natural stem cell, and we're going to tell that story. What an absolute power-packed time! But just remember, life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely, and I know you 3 do all the time. And when you do, life will be so, so sweet. So now we're going to do a group wave, all right? Because it's like, and this is what I say every single day, have a great Healthopedia kind of day. Ciao for now.
Jamie, it's good to get to experience you here.
How you doing?